Procedure.
Mr. Chairman, while I appreciate
the
Lord Mayor, who is a lawyer, I want to seek your guidance.
Yes.
Article 164 of the Constitution reads as follows. The permanent secretary or accounting officer in charge of a ministry or department shall be accountable to Parliament for the funds in that ministry or department. That's a constitutional provision.
Yes, what's your procedure matter?
So would you guide if we are going to deal with the accounting officer or the political leadership? Thank you.
Chair.
Before I go, let me hear from
Chair,
Council Nsibambi.
Yes, I would wish to suggest that let the Lord Mayor raise his issue and complaint, because I think he's on course. So let's first hear him and then maybe we'll go to Honorable Kwizera's observation. But it's important that we let him talk because he was reading section 57, 58. I also wanted to raise it, but fortunately he came in. Now that he has raised it, we cannot just brush it off. Yes.
Yeah,
let him finish.
Yeah, we're in line. I remember the last meeting, so when we were meeting KCCA, we have been having the political side and also the management. That's the executive. It has been the norm. I remember very well, even the previous meetings with the KCCA in a special way. I think Lord Mayor, you can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I had completed section 57 about the commencement of the processes of auditing. Then under section 58, the Lord Mayor is mandated to nominate certified public accountants who should be appointed into the membership of the Public Accounts Committee. Actually, he is supposed to constitute the Public Accounts Committee, which is approved by Council. And when you come to subsection 9 of section 58, the Capital City Public Accounts Committee shall examine the reports of the Auditor General. I will stop there because it continues Chief Internal Auditor and so on and so forth in relation to reports require the attendance of any councillor or officer to examine matters arising from the report. So once the report is given to the authority and it is submitted to the Public Accounts Committee, they examine that report of the Auditor General. Then in subsection 10, the Capital State Public Accounts Committee shall submit its report to the authority and to the minister, and the minister shall lay the report before Parliament. That is a requirement that once the Auditor General has examined the report, once the Public Accounts Committee has examined the report of the Auditor General, they make a report which is submitted to the authority, given to the minister, and it is laid before Parliament. Then finally, in subsection 11, the Lord Mayor and the Executive Director shall implement the recommendations of the Capital State Public Accounts Committee and report on action taken to, the Lord Mayor and the Executive Director, these are two officers now, my sister here and I, shall implement the
Proceed.
The Lord Mayor and the Executive Director shall implement the recommendations of the Capital City Public Accounts Committee and report on action taken or to be taken on the recommendations to the persons prescribed in subsection 57. Subsection 3 of section 57. And that is subsection 3, that is Parliament of section 57. That once the report is given by the Auditor General, processed by the City Public Accounts Committee, a copy of which is transmitted to the Minister and laid before Parliament, then the Executive Director and I are obliged to implement the recommendations of BAC based on the Auditor General's reports, and then we report to Parliament. And I'm duty-bound to report to Parliament on actions taken on the recommendations of the Auditor General and the Public Accounts Committee. Now, I feel like I've not honored this obligation because right now I have nothing to present on the actions taken at least by the executive director and myself on the basis of the reports made to us. That's where I stand, Mr. Chairman. And it's very, very unfortunate because up to this particular moment, the Auditor General report was never served on my office. When you look at the letter I have here from the Office of the Auditor General, dated 27th December 2024, addressed to the Accounting Officer, KCCA, the Lord Mayor was not copied in. I have the letter here. 27th December 2024, addressed to the Accounting Officer. This is the document, the letter forwarding the Auditor General report to the Auditor General. Now, the response given to your office on 21st February, the one that was presented by the Accounting Office, still you can see all the copies, CCs. The Lord Mayor is not there. So, Mr. Chairman, that is a matter of great concern because the law mandates me to take action. Yet I'm not factored into the processes of processing these reports. That is the concern I wanted to raise, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman.
thank you, Lord Mayor, for that submission. Before I allow the members to have a comment on that, let me hear from ED. Any comment, any submission on that? Then I allow members to have a comment on
Procedure, Chair. Procedure.
I have to first allow you to access the microphone. Is it a procedure matter? Is what? You have to raise it that it is a procedure matter. Yes, Abdallah?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I have heard the Lord Mayor's concern, and apart from raising his concern, specifically being denied to participate in the preparation of the responses, I haven't clearly understood what assistance he wanted this committee to do for him. Specifically, is it from more 1 hour to participate? Can we proceed? And he raises those issues as we are proceeding. I haven't clearly got him in that area.
Yes. Honorable Mpindi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I've listened to the Lord Mayor, and I felt concerned. And I don't know why KCCA keeps on avoiding the office of the Lord Mayor and the authority, whereas those things are properly laid out in the law. However, I disagree with the Lord Mayor in another way, because what he has said and what he has read in the law, that concerns them as the authority. And they had to process all the those provisions that he has mentioned, to taking the report to the council processes, the committee reports, and then eventually the Lord Mayor and the ED reports to Parliament. But now what we are processing is the mandate of this committee. When the auditor comes out with the report, we are mandated as the COSASE committee to process the report of the auditor, regardless of what happened in their internal arrangement. So the procedural matter I'm raising is as to whether the submission of the Lord Mayor can stop us from processing the Auditor General's report. I can understand if he asks for time as a stakeholder in the authority to go and put the eye of the authority before we proceed. That's why I think Honorable Abdallah was asking him to be clear whether he wants some time to go and reorganize the authority and then report to us. But that does not stop us from handling this audit report, because there are issues raised by the Auditor General, and it is this committee that looks into those issues raised.
Honorable Kwizera.
Mr. Chairman, I want the road mayor to understand very well that the city authority is a planning and budgeting entity. It's not an accounting entity. Secondly, there is an audit process that goes on. You go to get resources, you get an entrance, you get management, you get the exit. When the report comes to Parliament under 64, 164, the road mayor should now wait for COSASE to report to Parliament, and the report that will come from Parliament will be given to the State Council authority, because the process of accounting, I don't see where the State Council authority is, because there's budgeting and yeah.
Okay. Mayor Honorable Kayondo.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the issue of eliminating the road mayor in the operations of KCCA is becoming genetical. Each ED that comes inherits it. I think something serious should be done to eliminate that. But my procedure matter would be, Chair, our rules of procedure, because apart from KCCA being a political organization, but it is also a ministry. It is also a ministry. Chair, I saw you allowing the ED to come and make a presentation. Yet you were supposed to go through the minister to reach the ED. And the minister is not here. So are you proceeding well in that for you?
Yeah, Honorable Kayondo, you are proceeding very well.
Because the rules doesn't allow that. You are supposed to access the ED through the line minister, and the minister is not here. So we are on procedure.
Okay, try to conclude, Honorable Kayondo.
That's why orientation is good. When I'm on procedure,
so you are orienting.
Because why am I doing that? Am I going to have another complaint here that the minister was also not invited? If he was invited, has he written that he's not going to be here? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Kayondo. Most cases, when we are dealing with this Auditor General's report, the accounting officer is responsible for everything. So the rest, for Lord Mayor and Executive Director, they're responsible. But for the minister, we can call him or her at any point, specifically on policy matters. Then we have Martin.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I have listened to colleagues, of course, trying to respond to the concerns of the road mayor. Chair, I think it would be important that we also listen from the ED. We get our position on this.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Itungo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm just concerned because what the road mayor is raising seems to be a historical problem. Because I don't know, I'm seeing the ED for the first time, but when you look at the Auditor General's report, I think the first question should be the auditors. Why don't they give a copy to the road mayor? And for all the reports, because I even have the last Auditor General's report, they don't normally give a copy to the road mayor. So the fundamental question should come from the Auditor General's office. Why? Then number two, Chair, as you guided the Honorable Kayongo, whenever we have policy issues, that's where we need a political representation by the Chair was taking you through orientation, but he don't seem not to follow.
So I
Proceed.
think, Chair, before we put the executive director, we should first find out, since our, Auditor General's office is our team. Either they should, as she makes her remarks, they can first answer, because she's actually responding and she's giving copies to what came from the Auditor General. So what is the problem with the Auditor General's office?
Honorable Nsibambi, in a minute, in a second.
Yeah, don't worry.
Because we haven't just started the
Yeah,
report
it
of
will
the
take
Auditor General.
even half a second. I think, honorable members, I'm sorry to say this, we are failing to understand the Lord Mayor's complaint. Maybe he was so technical, but do we have a report if where it was generated did not follow the law? Can we look at a document and say this is a report, but there are processes before it's supposed to be submitted here? If those processes were not followed, can you now rely on that document and say it is a report of the authority? I think that's the point.
Okay.
We cannot just consider anything because it is signed if it did not conform to the procedures laid down under the law.
Just a minute, Chair.
Yes.
Chair, there are
Pint.
two issues. There is a report that the Lord Mayor has told us that they need to process as the authority. And Chair, before you invite the ED, you ask the Director Audit to tell us why he doesn't comply with the law. But also, there is a report that this Committee of Parliament of COSASE supposed to look at. We are here to look at the report
And this is the
from
report
the
which,
Auditor General's office
and this is the report which is before us.
to process it. But now I'm surprised even my land friend, Council Yusuf Nsibambi, is confusing the two. For us, we are looking at the Auditor General report as we look at other entities.
Okay.
So the response of the authority, with the authority, unfortunately, they don't sit as the authority. But that response is responding to these issues that are raised. So we cannot say that we have to wait for the other procedure of the authority to process their report, and then they send that report. What they send is not what we base on to ask questions.
Honorable Pint, your point is very clear. Honorable Mwijuche.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think the Lord Mayor is saying that whereas I am here, I was not part of a process that came up with the response that is being given to you today. So in case there are shortcomings in this response, don't fault me. I think that's the point he's making. That in case there are shortcomings, I was not part of this response, of any of these processes. So it's a disclaimer. And so how they run their business is their business, but he's here and he's saying, this, I am here, yes, as KCCA, Lord Mayor, but whatever response is given to you today, I was not involved. And that's why he says, in case there are questions I have to answer, I will answer, but remember that I am answering from a point of the fact that I just got information yesterday. So I will not be, maybe he will not have all the information in case he doesn't have it. And for me, that is not a problem. I think we can proceed from there.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Kwizera.
Mr. Chairman, while I appreciate what the Oduma is saying, Article 163, Section 5 says Parliament shall process within 6 months after submission of the report referred to it in Section 4. So this report is here under Article 90 and under Article 163. So we got the assignment from the main house. So I think the business here is well before us. I thank you.
Thank you. Let me have Auditor. You have a comment on that? Because Honorable Member Itungo raised an issue. Salongo. You can use this one for the clerk.
So thank you, Chair and honorable members. As an office of the Auditor General, we have looked through because the law talks about the copies that are sent to, that are copied out, and it states those categories of offices to which Auditor General sends the reports. We have not seen the Lord Mayor in the list. I don't know, maybe kindly send me that.
Yes.
Not written in the old act, but section 57.
Chair, it is section 57.
Lists Parliament.
It lists Parliament.
The minister responsible for finance.
Minister responsible for finance.
The minister. 57 of.
The minister.
The minister of the authority and lower urban councils to which the audit.
57 of which act?
That's all done.
Of the KCCA Act.
Oh, this one.
Okay.
So that is it, Chair and members, honorable members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable members, as we have been looking at this issue, this matter, there is a member who came in from Ntenjeru. Honorable member, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry I was held up somewhere. My name is Sanja Patrick Kayongo, MP in Ntenjeru South, which is situated in Kayonga District, member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, let me give it the opportunity. No. ED, please. You're on the microphone.
Thank you, Chairperson and honorable members of Parliament, my Lord Mayor, KCCA team. Chairperson, as an accounting officer, in as far as handling reports on audit are concerned, the one we are handling now, these are responses to the Auditor General's report, which I process and submit to Parliament whenever I get a write-up from Parliament. There is a report, there are recommendations from PAC, which I am supposed to implement, as earlier mentioned by the Lord Mayor. And I would like to report that the Auditor General's reports which we receive are actually processed by PAC. They come back to the authority. We discuss them in the City Executive Committee. The only unique thing is that this particular report we are handling, it is still being processed by PAC. But remember, those are recommendations of PAC for implementation. Then we have responses to the Auditor General on what you as an entity are doing on those responses. So the two are on different layers. But we'll seek your guidance on how to proceed.
Thank you. Members, you have heard the Lord Mayor has laid his disclaimer or his dissatisfaction. And members, you are very aware the response internally they can process it as KCCA between the technical wing and the political wing. As Parliament, for us, we are not concerned with the responses, these ones, which are being, because these are not laid before Parliament, the responses. We call the entity, we handle issue by issue as members. As you have come, as members, you look at each issue, even if they have not responded as they did, because this is not taken before Parliament. What we take before Parliament is what we have processed. As we have looked, as we have gone into the details of each and every issue which was raised by the Auditor General. So even the Parliament has the mandate even not to call the entity, they can even respond, and then we have a report and we present it before Parliament. So meaning the technicalities between the executive and the political wing, those are the internal arrangements which have to be resolved. But we have been guiding over this matter that the executive director, you have to work hand in hand with the Lord Mayor so that we have, so that you work in harmony. Because for us, what we want, the city, our capital city, is to move on so that it can develop. Because good enough, the Lord Mayor has the disclaimer, the complaints, which have been taken as Parliament and as shall be processing the report. We have also to guide and recommend over this. As Lord Mayor, you said that to institutionalize how these are supposed to be reported on, how it's supposed to be resolved, and as Parliament, as members, we have to take in interest over this matter so that it is resolved. Because every time, I remember even the previous, the former EG, when you were here, the company came in the same way. So meaning it is persisting, but it is our responsibility as Parliament to see how we can guide and recommend over this, what can become a resolution so that everything is solved. So meaning it's still in our hands to make over this issue. Honorable Chwanuka.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, pursuant to your ruling and committed to move on with the business today, Honorable Chair, wouldn't it be procedurally right to substantiate what was submitted by the Office of the Executive Director, to first give the Lord Mayor an opportunity to highlight some few issues, to highlight issue by issue, so that we can handle this report fairly well.
Honorable Chwanuka and members, that's why we are here. We are going to dive into the report and then we'll handle matter by matter.
Honorable Chair, before we can come in, because I'm sure the few hours he has had, if he has managed to do it, since you are committed to rule that we proceed, before we can, because some of us we have tried to go through the responses and the report, if there are some issues which he feels that they were not, and gives us some highlight on this issue, on this issue, on this issue, before we can. Otherwise, I'm looking at what is the opportunity where he's going to. Is it at the time when we have already divulged into the full report, or it is better to first listen to him, to go through issue by issue,
okay,
substantiate them, then we come in.
Yes, Kayondo.
I want to seek guidance from you that today it is purely the work of the accounting officer. Purely the work of accounting officer.
That's it.
Now, if we bring in the Lord Mayor, the Lord Mayor's input would have been in the presentation of the accounting officer. So if it wasn't done, so are we now amending the procedure that we have? We now have two presentations, the one of the accounting officer and the one of the Lord Mayor. Yet today it is purely the role.
Honorable members, the team before us.
So I'm seeking your guidance.
Yeah, I'm guiding. Honorable members, the team before us We are going to go issue by issue. The executive director present, make a comment. If Lukwago or the road mayor has a supplementation, you want to supplement or want to add on, is free as the whole team. Everyone he has the opportunity or to have a comment over that.
Now, Chair, we are going to have an issue here. We are expecting one voice from the other side. If they were to have disagreements, they would have had disagreements, not here. Because the road mayor and the ED, we are expecting one voice, which voice is supposed to be echoed by the executive director. Now, right now, if you are bringing in another voice, because if the road mayor doesn't agree with the ED, it is going to come out here. Is it going to be the right procedure, Chair?
Procedure, Mr. Chairman.
Let me have the procedure.
Procedure, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
We are dealing with a constitutional matter under Article 163 and 164. Secondly, the road mayor has no capacity to vet the report of the accounting officer. But in the event that Mr. Lukwago thinks that there is some information that is left out, he can write to the committee and come and appear to improve on our report. So would it be procedurally right, Mr. Chairman, to proceed in accordance with the law?
Yeah, we are proceeding. And even if the road mayor doesn't write, he's here. As members, we can pick the submissions from the team.
Chair. Thank you, Chair. Chair, why this is becoming a serious matter. Normally, what happens here when we are processing these audit reports, there are issues of policy and there are issues of accountability. Normally, when issues of policy come, we invite the political wing to submit on those issues. And now, if we have the road mayor and the technical wing, to me, I see that is as the authority. That's why I wanted to correct the impression of the Auditor General when he said in the law there is nowhere they said that they copy the road mayor. When they say the authority, the composition of the authority includes the road mayor. And actually, the law provides that is the head of the authority. So that means a copy that is sent to authority is the copy for all the authority members. But now, I know in this report, there are issues that definitely needs the response from the political wing. But there are also issues that needs the response from the technical wing. If in the wisdom of the Lord Mayor is not ready to submit on those issues that concerns him, I think this committee can give him time to go and prepare, as he said it was short notes, to go and prepare, and then we invite them another day to tackle the issues that the Lord Mayor has raised. Again, if in his wisdom thinks that what it is submitting is not really the clear picture of what is happening, he is still free because he is the political head of the authority. I can give you a scenario in the other audit.
Order? Yes.
Concluding. Mr. Chairman.
Chair, I'm still proceeding.
It's an order.
An order?
It's an
Let
order.
me first finish, then you submit.
Let me have an order for Martin.
Mr. Chairman, you earlier guided that we proceed. The colleague is just busy.
Chair, can I finish my submission?
Please.
Chair, I was giving you a scenario where we had the KCCA people here when they had raised the costs of the road. And then Lord Mayor came here and said, no, this road cannot cost 18 billion a kilometer. This cannot do this. And when the father went, those costs went down.
Yes.
So both the technical wing and the political wing is important.
Thank
For
you.
me, what I would request, if the Lord Mayor thinks he needs time for him to respond, we can give him time, but also we can move on with the technical wing.
Thank you. Let me have Honorable from Sebamala. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Chair. I'm Sebamala Richard, a member of the committee.
Okay. Yes, Honorable. Sorry, Lord Mayor.
Chair, I do appreciate your ruling and all the observations made by colleagues, the MPs here, members of the committee. Chair, if I may make a request, because my understanding of this law, which I read before you, mandates me to account to council, to Parliament. I, as the Lord Mayor, am accountable to Parliament in as far as processing the recommendation of the Auditor General is concerned. This is section 58, subsection 11. They said the Lord Mayor and the Executive Director shall implement the recommendations and report to Parliament. If I may request, Mr. Chairman, I have no problem if that burden is now put on the shoulders of the accounting officer, and I'm absolved of any responsibility. And it goes on record that the Lord Mayor is exonerated and absolved from any responsibility to account to Parliament, and as far as the recommendations of the Auditor General are concerned, I would ask to be discharged, Mr. Chairman, because for me, I can't force myself here. But I know incompetence is one of the grounds that can cause the impeachment of the Lord Mayor. I can be impeached on this ground. If one raised it and said he never reported to Parliament on actions taken in regard to the audit queries raised by the Auditor General and the recommendations, then I will have no answer. But if I can quote the minute and the report of this committee that no, Parliament said, you have no role in handling issues of accountability, that's a matter for the accounting officer.
Mr. Chairman, procedure. Wouldn't it help the committee, because Lukwago is a celebrated lawyer and a constitutional expert? Honorable Lukwago, can you read those provisions in the Act against the Constitution, 164 and 163, together with Public Finance and Management Act?
Then we shall see which supersedes.
Yes, you help us, because you are an expert.
Yes, let me have Lord. Yes, Lord Mayor.
There is no conflict at all. Actually, the Act reinforces the provisions of the Constitution. This very Parliament made this Act to provide a mechanism on how to process the recommendations of the Auditor General. The mechanism was put in place. That once a report is raised and a response has to be given by the authority, first of all, it's not true, Mr. Chairman, as submitted by the Office of the Auditor General, that the Office of the Lord Mayor is not entitled to a copy. Under Section 57, the authority is listed amongst the entities that are supposed to receive copies. And if you talk about the authority, go back to Section 11, who heads the authority? We have had this debate before, and it has been controversial. I'm glad you have noted that it is historical. We have had these issues. People are saying, who heads the authority? KCCA, who heads it? Is it the Lord Mayor? Is it the Executive Director? Is it the Minister? It has always been a controversial issue. So now, if the law says, give a copy to the authority, does it mean you give it to the Office of the Executive Director? So, that is a fundamental issue. Again, the other issue which is of great concern, even if the accounting officer was to make these recommendations, submissions, with all due respect, and I have no issues at all, Mr. Chairman, even not a copy to the Office of the Lord Mayor, not a copy of the response to Parliament. Secondly, the authority operates through its mechanisms and agencies, organs. There is the City Executive Committee, which Parliament put in place by way of an act here, by way of legislation. It is there, and I heard it. And this executive processes all these matters. So, Mr. Chairman, if we proceed like this, I have no issues. I have no, and I don't want to bog down the work of this committee. For me, I'm amenable to whatever decision is being made. If I'm allowed to make a comments off the cuff on the presentation by the ED, I have no problem. But it will look ugly. And the picture that will come out is that I'm fighting my dear sister here, which would not be so good. Because we have not harmonized. We have not internally processed this. It does no harm for us to do internal harmonization, even if I'm not here. She can present this and we own it up. I would comfortably sit here, Mr. Chairman, and say, we have sat as an institution, the accounting officer is going to present our position. And I sit back. But right now, proceeding the way, I'm amenable to the decision, I'm obedient, I'm amenable to the decision of Parliament. If when I'm discharged, I have no problem, that I have no role to play in these processes. But also proceeding with this report as presented by the ED, if I'm allowed also to critique it, I have no issues. I have no problem. I'll do it. I'll do it.
A motion, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, you are allowed.
Motion.
Let's proceed. Honorable
Motion. Motion.
Motion.
Looking at what is happening, Mr. Chairman, and bearing in mind that the committee should get all the information, and the council being an entity, may I move that we adjourn and we give the road mayor and his team to sort out the issues and report back instead of having a crash of interest. I thank you.
So let me have members. Are you supporting the motion? I have to go with the members who are supporting the motion. How many members are supporting the motion? So no one is supporting you, Honorable
No, I am
Let's
supporting.
proceed.
I am seconding the motion.
If we want to process this report properly, there is no way we can avoid giving them time. Because the way I know the road mayor and you also know him, we will not proceed here. The ED will raise something, he will say, no, this is not like this. Then at the end of the day, we will waste time without concluding. So the idea of giving them time to go and sort out themselves is very important, and I support.
So
I strongly support the motion of the Honorable President.
Honorable Kayondo.
Chair, you know, this committee is an extension of Parliament operations. Parliament, we don't work in anticipation. So are we proceeding well if my honorable member of Parliament is anticipating that since you know Honorable Lukwago is going to argue, is going to disagree, are we proceeding well? No, so you get it. So therefore I end.
So you are seconding the motion?
I end by seconding the motion. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman,
I'm seconding, but with
Chair.
I'm not junior like you.
Honorable Itungo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I was trying to inquire from a clerk on the invitation.
You second the
Chair. I just
clear
want to make a submission
on the
from
motion.
Experience. Yes, then you can give guidance. Mr. Chairman, I was.
Honorable Itungo, let me guide on this. There is a motion on the floor.
Mr. Chairman, you see, the motion is an ambush, and we are not here to surprise each other. No, Mr. Chairman, today in this committee, the time I've been here is the only day I'm seeing the road mayor seated with the accounting officer meeting this committee.
No. Let me clarify on
Chair,
that.
Let me conclude.
The last meeting we had, the road mayor was here with the former ED.
Chair.
So that's not right.
Chair, on my side, I remember in one of the meetings, we invited the road mayor and the team we made them separate from this team. Now, what the members are saying, that the road mayor and the executive director may start exchanging before this committee. What I wanted Chair to know through you is where the road mayor is, from what he has seen and what has been discussed, whether he is comfortable to remain in this meeting, or whether he should be given an opportunity to go and make his presentation, and then we'll meet another day, Mr. Chairman. Chair, I don't.
You don't. So far I have, let me back up.
Thanks very much, Chair. You know, it's like forcing marriage. I just want to hear from the ED that what the road mayor is suggesting and what my member is suggesting here, that yes, we give them time, they go and harmonize. How about if we force them to get out when they are not willing to meet? No. Which law? You have just come to Parliament. I'm educating you. I want the ED to say.
Okay. ED, you have a comment on that? ED, let me listen to ED. No, let me have ED. ED?
Chairperson, I would like to assure you and members that in KCCA we always meet with the Lord Mayor. And as I said, all the previous reports which came earlier have been processed even through SEC, so it will not be the first time we are meeting.
Okay.
In respect to the motion, I think the ED would be telling us, are you comfortable going back, having a consultation with the road mayor, and you come and present as a team, so that it is a response of KCCA and there is no uncoordinated movement. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, so ED?
Thank you, Chair. Taking this report to be looked into by the executive committee, as a technical wing, we have no problem with that.
Okay. So, members, Honorable Sebamala?
Could I please get a clarification from the ED or from the Lord Mayor, how long it will take for them to go through it, and then we get back to this, because they might go through it forever, yet we need them here ASAP.
Yes, Honorable. Let me have Lord Mayor.
Chair, I can confirm that the ED here will not hide any information relating to these issues from SEC. Indeed, every time we have sat, the reports have been made. It's only that this time around we have not had the opportunity to discuss this. And my request, Mr. Chair, if we could be given the shortest adjournment possible, because we're also interested in some, personally, they are, for example, if I may point out one issue, the audit query relating to Chitez. It's very, very urgent about the cracks, and there is also an imminent danger at Chitez. So I wouldn't be part of anything like a procrastination on this issue. So if we're to be given just 1 week,
let me consult with my clerk at what according to our schedule, because we have already the schedule, the meeting we have to have the shortest time or the fit date which we can have. Clerk? Just a minute, as my clerk is looking into the schedule and see the date we can fix. On the microphone, it's okay. Thank you. I've consulted with my clerk, Lord Mayor, the executive director, and the whole team. We are going to have, we are going to communicate to you, but it's not going to, it won't go more than 5 days from now. And they may hope on that day of the meeting will be in harmonization so that we can proceed, because as COSASE we are behind schedule and we are late. We have to present before Parliament in time. So now the work for COSASE, it's not moving in the right direction because of the delay, because of internal inefficiency in the authority. So we urge you to harmonize in time so that we can, the committee can proceed. But I thank you, members. The request?
Yeah, I request that the invitation and communication is sent directly to the office of the Lord Mayor, because you can send it and they give it to him just 2 hours to the meeting, please. That's my request. Thank you.
Thank you. Lord Mayor, do you have any closing remark? Because I'm about to adjourn this meeting.
Yeah. I thank you, Chair and honorable members, for your indulgence and for accommodating us. We are sorry for what has transpired, because now we would be delving into the details, but we regret the inconveniences you had to suffer, Mr. Chairman. And we also appreciate that you have given us a short adjournment, because there are matters which are very, very urgent, like a decommissioning of Chitezi, and also implementing the interventions in as far as disaster preparedness is concerned, as well as dealing with the solid waste management, which we consider to be very, very urgent in nature, and they require the attention of Parliament, actual intervention of Parliament. Otherwise, we thank you very much. We are going to put our house in order and come up with a comprehensive report.
E.G.
Thank you, Chairperson and members. This week will give us time to harmonize, but also when we come next, Chairperson, we will request that at that time you will categorically guide on how we are to comply with Article 90, 166, and then the provision of the Act that we process through the City Park and come here to report on action taken on recommendations of the City Park. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, yes, Kwizira.
Mr. Chairman, there are some of those things that cannot be addressed to us. Let the ED write to Attorney General, not the committee.
Very well noted. Thank you, members, and the team from KCCA for the engagement we have had. It is our responsibility as members of Parliament and the institution. I therefore adjourn this meeting. Thank you.